Introducing DOPETUALPOPS binary options signals. Now, DOPETUALPOPS is part of the PETUALPOPS style of trading. Now, what is that? Now, well, we have devised, created, discovered methods that allow us to target the close for tomorrow. Okay, it's a one-day trade, so we are kind of, looking out into the future, but not really. Okay, we are looking out into the future based on probability, based on certain price action principles. So we want to enter when these certain principles are triggered. And what we do is we enter on close. Well, with NADEX or E-mini futures or Forex, it's not on close, it's really on open. When NADEX opens back up, when Forex opens back up, when E-minis open back up for the next day. Here we're dealing with binary option signals. So we focus on NADEX here primarily because we're in the USA. Now, if you have binary options in your country, you may have your own platforms, and you may be able to trade different types of binary options, like the traditional binary. Now, the traditional binary is really easy, right? You just enter, and there's your strike. With NADEX, you have to pick a strike, because NADEX is a combination between binary options and vanilla options, pretty much. It's very interesting how they came up with their model. So with NADEX or similar types of platforms, we can get better percent returns. We can get higher probability returns. And how would we do that? Well, for a better percent return, we would go further out of the money, right? So that means we need the underlying asset to move a certain distance in order to clear the strike, from where the asset is at the point of entry. So if your asset needs to move 3 points to get into the money, then you have a position that is out of the money by 3 points. So you will get a better return, but then you need the asset to actually do that work to move. With an at the money, well, we just need a very slight tick even. We just need to be in the money by a slight tick, a fraction of a point, to make the whole full profit. With NADEX, when you're at the money, it's at the money-ish, right? Because you have to have the strike available. Well, there's always an at the money-ish strike available. Like a strike that is near the current price, but it's usually it's technically always either out of the money slightly or in the money slightly. Why? Because it's very difficult to have the price or enter right when the price matches the price of the asset matches the exact at the money point, but also you have the bid-ask spread. So so the pure at the money on NADEX, if there wasn't any bid-ask spread, would be 50, right? So if you got at the money and it moved one little tick in your favor, or one pip in your favor with Forex, then you win. Okay, you get the full profit. So a 50 risk would get you a 50 profit. So therefore, you have a 100% return. Sometimes the entry is on a strike that's slightly in the money, and sometimes it's slightly out of the money. we will actually look to see what we think is better. So if we have a momentum set up based on the price charts that is of a higher probability to have some good follow through, then we'll go slightly out of the money. Now, sometimes when we have a really good setup, in addition to the DOPETUAL pop setup, okay, that's one thing, but there are other types of price action momentum triggers out there that can be assessed and overlaid. Sometimes we'll go a little bit further, or even a little bit further out of the money than just slightly out of the money. Okay, so if we can get a greater chance for a better return, we're going to pick that strike. That's what we pick. But you can pick whatever you want. All right, you can pick in the money all the time. You can pick out of the money all the time. You know, it's just based on what you know and feel, you know, and your sense of knowing that's likely to happen. Now, it's just, the system is based on at the money. Okay, so just that means that the system is based on just clearing the point of entry. Okay, so that's what it's based on. But again, you can take these signals as trading ideas for you to combine with your own analysis, and then pick the strike you want. Otherwise, we just give you what we pick as a strike, and it's super easy. Okay, how is it super easy? Because we usually put out the signal between 6 and 7. And if we feel that we can get a better entry price, we may wait. Okay, we may wait closer to 7, or sometimes even after 7. Now, the markets are going to have times of nice, smooth price flow, and then the market's going to have times where it doesn't have that much conviction on which way it wants to go overall, right? But the perpetual pops is designed to just plow through any sort of price action. But then again, the smoother, high-flowing price movement times are usually always easy for almost any system, right? So we'll go through these cycles. You have to keep that in mind before signing up for any of these perpetual pops based signals, because you know, when you're in a smooth flowing price flow, oh, you know, life is nice and easy. But then when you get into the rougher patches in the markets in the underlying asset, well, you can have some trades that where the market just goes nuts and goes the other way and flip flops around because it's just confused, right? So you have to have this perspective on this process, this progress over time. So DOPETUAL pops, in combination with our other perpetual pops based systems, are designed for ultimate efficiency and to be able to run multiple systems with very low effort. Now, there is an effort on our side in analysis. These aren't simplistic systems. Okay, so we have to do the analysis work, which, you know, is some work here. But as we progress over time, as time progresses, I should say, we look to just keep doing these deals so we can stack up cash flow and multiple streams of cash flow. That's what we're pushing for here with the development of, well, most of these signals technically, but this is more of this is a day trading signal, and it's it's a day trading signal, just as a reminder, has been reduced to roughly 2 minutes a night. We say 2 minutes, just depends. You know, I mean, you have to log in and for us, we have to analyze. So it's more than 2 minutes for us. It's I don't know, maybe 5-10 minutes to make sure we have the system signal down right, and then the placing of the trade takes, shoot, a few seconds, 5-10 seconds. You know, when you get the signal, it's just like, okay, if you're just going to copy it, then, we'll send you out an email. You log in, you see the signal, put it on, okay, and that may take you 30 seconds, right? You know, we can't tell you to do the signals or imply any future returns. What are the other disclaimer things? You can see the disclaimers below, but you know, we're putting out educational material, right? We're putting out real-time trading ideas, right? So that's our perspective, and it's a good logical way of thinking about it too, because you know, some people they look at trading for some guaranteed sort of concept, which throws them out of the perspective of the process of doing all the deals methodically over time. So the idea here is to run this system. It's a very good system. So we run the system, okay? We send you the signals, and then the objective here is to keep on producing the hope for objective is to keep on producing the positive cash flow return over time. And this is done over a series of trades. Okay, it's not just one or two trades and you expect a miracle, because some people lose perspective from day to day, and then you know, if you're in a rough patch market where you don't have all wins every single day, then some people can get frustrated, and then you know, they get emotional, throw a tantrum and quit, and then the smooth times come back and you get, you know, much more wins every single day in a row for, you know, a long time. So I'm just throwing that out there. I see how it goes. I know, I know how it can go. But if you want to have this methodical concept of looking to employ these systems over time for the sake of netting cash flow over time, and then as your account grows, you can increase your position size in proportion to your account in order to establish this growing cash flow return. So you start making more cash flow as your account grows. If you want to have this type of approach, then you know, you want to look into signing up for this DOPETUALPOPS binary options signal service and our other our other PETUALPOP based trading signal service. This one with the DOPETUALPOPS, is one that is a little bit more laid back. It's in different character than some of the other ones like PERPETUALPOPS, TERPETUALPOPS, and OCTPETUALPOPS. It's a new one. Whereas you have a trade almost every single day. That may be too much for a lot of people, but also it may be too much drama. So then DOPETUALPOPS is a nice pacing. All right, so anyways, I'm running out of time here, but let's just go quick look at a picture of the progression of systems result. Okay, here we're on the sales page, or at least the initial rendition, so you see a little bit of funny HTML. Okay, so you can see starting May 2022, and you can see the progression, right? You can see, and you know, remember I was telling you about these streaks. You get nice, good behaving price action. You can see that there. And sometimes you get into these patches, but with DOPETUALPOPS, it's pretty good. So even in rough patches, like for example, here the markets have been like wacko doodle, but DOPETUALPOPS did quite well during that time. All right, so anyways, I'm running out of time. You can get a picture here. You can check out more information if you're not on our site, Binary Options Authority, or maybe hopefully the link is below to this page. That's it. You can see this here. I'm out of time. Bye.